Today, we're plogging Moogerah Dam. Actually, hold up a bit. Today we're changing management. David and I have talked, and we agree it's time. His declining faith in humanity's ability to save itself has been creeping into these plog vlogs more and more. So from here on, I'll be handling the content decisions, narration, editing, and publishing. I'm Trinity Anderson. That's not my real name. There are reasons I don't use it. Those same reasons mean I can't appear on camera. I've even altered my voice, just to be extra cautious. A plogging video without someone plogging would be a bit pointless. So David's staying on, as what he likes to call, a quirky prop. I prefer to think of him as a walking camera stand. Anyway, back to business. Today's plogging mission, Moogerah Dam. The dam is tucked into the scenic rim of southeast Queensland and was first proposed way back in the 19th century. But, like most things involving government budgets and big dreams, it took decades to actually happen. Construction finally began in the 1950s. Officially completed in 1961, the dam was built across Reynolds Creek to supply irrigation for farmers in the Fassifern Valley and secure water for towns like Boonah. The name Moogerah comes from the local Yugara word meaning place of thunder, and anyone who's camped out here during a summer storm can tell you. The name fits. A key figure behind the dam's creation was Sir Thomas Hyley, Queensland's treasurer at the time. Without his financial manoeuvring, it might still be a dusty plan sitting in someone's bottom drawer. The engineers and labourers who actually built it worked under pretty tough conditions: blistering summers, heavy rains, and the ever-present risk of Reynolds Creek flooding their worksite. One of the weirder stories? When the dam was first filling, locals claimed to spot fence posts, farm sheds, and even entire sections of old cattle yards bobbing to the surface. Turns out, when they flooded the valley, a lot of the old farmland wasn't properly cleared. It's not exactly Atlantis, but there are still remnants of the past hidden underwater. There's also an old yarn, definitely a myth, about a ghost cow that supposedly haunts the shoreline. Story goes, it belonged to a farmer who refused to leave his land when the valley was cleared for the dam. The cow wandered off during the chaos, and according to some nighttime campers, you can still hear it mooing in the mist. Realistically, probably just somebody's dodgy barbecue getting out of hand. Not all stories here are light-hearted though. During construction, several workers were injured, and at least one fatality was recorded. A labourer swept away during a sudden flood when Reynolds Creek rose unexpectedly. There's a quiet kind of respect needed for places like this. Behind the holidaymakers and kayakers, real sacrifices were made. In more recent times, Moogerah Dam faced tragedy again during severe droughts. In 2020, it hit record lows, dropping to less than 5% capacity. The dry, cracked lakebed looked like something out of a post-apocalyptic movie, not a thriving community reservoir. Today, Moogerah is a magnet for campers, fishers, and adventurers. It's a crucial water source, a tourism hotspot, and a living lesson in how human engineering and natural forces constantly wrestle for control. Events like the Dam Jam, a music festival held here, have added to the site's reputation as more than just a body of water. It's a community hub, weddings, school camps, kayaking competitions. Moogerah has a knack for weaving itself into people's lives. After crossing the dam wall and climbing the steps, we've got the trail up Mount Edwards. If this was a video game, this would be the part where the difficulty spikes. Mount Edwards, or Wummun as it was traditionally known by the local Indigenous peoples, is one of the peaks of the Scenic Rim. It's actually a remnant of an ancient volcanic caldera. A caldera's basically what's left when a giant volcano blows its top. After a massive eruption, the ground collapses in on itself, leaving behind a huge, hollowed-out crater. Over millions of years, parts of it get worn down by wind and rain, but some broken edges, like Mount Edwards, are tough enough to still stand. It's like the skeleton of an ancient giant hiding in plain sight, like a broken tooth left behind after a long-forgotten eruption millions of years ago. Standing at around 634 metres high, it's not the tallest mountain in the region, but it's steep enough to make you wish you packed lighter. The trail up Mount Edwards is about 6 kilometres return and pretty rugged. At the top though, the reward is a panoramic view across Moogerah Dam, the farmland patchwork and the surrounding ranges. Some say you can even spot Cunningham's Gap on a clear day, another dramatic slice of volcanic history. Speaking of history, Mount Edwards is named after Lieutenant George Edwards, one of the early European surveyors in the area.
It's a plastic spoon. I mean, really, you walk up this far and put in this much effort and you can't carry back an empty water bottle. That's terrible.
Like a lot of colonial so-called discoveries, the mountain already had significance long before Europeans arrived, but names got changed and the old stories nearly lost. Luckily, they're starting to be remembered again. There aren't many legends attached to Mount Edwards that survived colonisation, at least not recorded ones, but there's still a quiet feeling up here, a kind of respect. It's the sort of place that makes you feel small, and that's not a bad thing. And now, as we finish today's plogging mission, guess what? Almost no litter. Barely anything to pick up. It's rare to find an oasis that hasn't been trashed at least a little, but Moogerah and Mount Edwards, they're holding the line, still standing proud against the slow creep of trashification.